20 edible wild plants that grow everywhere. Have you ever stopped to look at the plants that grow in your yard, on the side of the road, or even in the cracks in the sidewalk? Many of them are not just weeds or dirt. Some are foods that our grandparents knew well and used on a daily basis. Today, with supermarkets full, we forget that nature offers free food, easy to find and full of nutrients. In this text, we are going to talk about 20 wild plants that you can eat and that grow almost anywhere, in the countryside, in the city, even in vacant lots. You don't need to be an expert to recognize them. Just pay attention to some simple characteristics, such as the shape of the leaves, the color of the flowers, or the smell. But be careful. Never eat a plant if you are not sure what it is. Some look edible but are poisonous. If you have questions, ask someone who understands the subject or carry a plant guide in your bag. Let's get to know these 20 plants, one by one, with easy tips for identifying and using them in the kitchen. 1. Dandelion. Everyone has seen this little plant with yellow flowers that turns into a little white ball when it dries. It grows on lawns, sidewalks, and even in pots. The leaves are great for salads. They have a bitter taste similar to arugula. The flowers can be used to make jelly or even wine. Even the roasted root becomes a different coffee. It is one of the easiest plants to find and one of the most nutritious. 2. Nettle. This one is famous for burning when we touch it, because of the hairs on the leaves. But don't be alarmed. If you harvest it with gloves and cook it, it loses its irritating effect. Nettle is rich in iron and is great in soups, stews, or even green juices. It looks like other plants, so pay attention. The leaves are serrated and heart-shaped. 3. Soralia. It is a tall plant, with long leaves and yellow flowers that look like mini sunflowers. Grows in vacant lots and roadsides. The young leaves are good for salad, and the older ones can be cooked like spinach. It has a mild, almost neutral taste. If you've ever seen a plant with leaves that look like dandelions but are larger, it's probably milkweed. 4. Nasturtium. This one is beautiful and edible whole. Leaves, flowers, and even the seeds. The leaves have a spicy flavor, similar to watercress, and the flowers are sweet. You can eat it raw in salads or use the flowers to decorate dishes. Grows easily in gardens and pots. If you see a plant with round leaves and orange, yellow, or red flowers, it's nasturtium. 5. Taioba. Very common in Brazil. Taioba has large heart-shaped leaves. But be careful. Only young, well-cooked leaves are safe to eat. If you don't cook it properly, it can cause itching in your mouth. It tastes similar to spinach and is rich in vitamins. It appears in humid areas, such as riverbanks and wet terrain. 6. Karuru. Also called bredo. It is a plant that many people pull out like weeds. But the leaves are edible and widely used in northeastern cuisine, in dishes such as karuru, which contains okra and shrimp. It has a mild taste and can be cooked like cabbage. The black seeds are also nutritious and can be ground into flour. 7. Sorrel. This little plant has small leaves and a sour flavor, as the name suggests. It's great for salads and juices. It grows in lawns and gardens, especially in damp places. If you squeeze a leaf and feel an acidic taste, it's probably sour. But don't overdo it. In large quantities, it can be harmful because of the oxalic acid. 8. Auropronobis. A typical plant from Minas Gerais, but which grows in several regions of Brazil. The leaves are rich in protein and have a neutral taste. It can be used in stews, soups, or even in farofas. It's easy to recognize. The leaves are prickly and the plant has thorns on the branches. It is often grown as a hedge. 9. Purslane. This creeping plant has chubby, succulent leaves, similar to those of a common succulent. It is rich in omega-3 and has a slightly sour flavor. You can eat it raw in salads or cooked in stir-fries. Grows anywhere, even in pots. If you see a plant with fleshy leaves and small yellow flowers, it's purslane. 10. Black walleye. This plant has serrated leaves and yellow flowers that stick to clothes. Young leaves can be eaten raw or cooked, but they have a bitter taste. It is most often used in teas to help with digestion. Grows in vacant lots and gardens. If you've ever plucked a plant with flowers that stick together, it was probably black pickerel. 11. Mestruco. Also called mentruz. It has a strong smell and a spicy flavor, similar to arugula. It is used in salads, sauces, and even green juices. It grows in humid places, such as riverbanks and vegetable gardens. The leaves are small and rounded. If you smell a strong smell when you crush a leaf, it could be masked rum. 12. Little fish. This plant has hairy leaves and a shape that resembles a fish, hence the name. It is used in fried foods, breaded as if it were a real fish. It has a mild flavor and a crunchy texture. Grows in gardens and pots. If you see a plant with fuzzy leaves and an odd shape, it could be goldfish. 13. Ulma raudoumitiau. It looks like the endive that we buy at the market, but it grows spontaneously in vacant lots. The leaves are bitter and great for salads or stir-fries. It has digestive properties and is rich in vitamins. If you find a plant with long, bitter leaves, it is probably chicory. 14. Hibiscus. Everyone knows hibiscus for its beautiful flowers, but few people know that the leaves and flowers are edible. The flowers are used to make tea, and the leaves can be cooked like spinach. It has a slightly acidic flavor. Grows in gardens and pots. If you see a plant with large, colorful flowers, it could be edible hibiscus. 15. Moringa. This tree is known as the miracle tree because it is super nutritious. The leaves can be used in salads, soups, or juices. It has a mild taste and is rich in proteins, vitamins, and minerals. It grows quickly and is common in tropical areas. If you see a tree with small leaves and long pods, it could be moringa. 16. Cow's tongue. This plant has large, hairy leaves, similar to those of a giant dandelion. Young leaves can be cooked like spinach. It has a mild flavor and is rich in iron. Grows in vacant lots and gardens. If you find a plant with large, fuzzy leaves, it could be cow's tongue. 17. Capicoba. Also called pigweed. It has small leaves and a mild flavor. It is used in salads or stir-fries. Grows in vacant lots and gardens. It looks like pigweed, but the leaves are smaller and more rounded. If you see a creeping plant with tiny leaves, it could be Capicoba. 18. Vinegar maker. This plant has acidic leaves and red flowers. The leaves are used in salads, soups, and even juices. It has a sour flavor, similar to lemon. Grows easily in gardens and pots. If you see a plant with serrated leaves and red flowers, it could be vinegar plant. 19. Berthollia. A vine with heart-shaped leaves. The leaves and shoots are edible and have a mild flavor. It is used in stews and soups. Grows on fences and walls. If you see a climbing plant with heart-shaped leaves, it could be Berthollia. 20. Cacalia. Also called Tiota cobra. It has large leaves and a shape that resembles an open hand. Young leaves can be cooked like spinach. It has a mild flavor and is rich in nutrients. Grows in humid areas. If you find a plant with large, hand-shaped leaves, it could be Cacalia. How to harvest and prepare these plants. Now that you know these plants, here are some tips for harvesting and using them safely. 1. Choose clean places. Do not pick plants near busy roads, factories, or land with trash. They may be contaminated with pollution or pesticides. 2. Wash well. Even if the plant appears clean, wash it under running water to remove dirt and insects. 3. Cook when necessary. Some plants, such as tioba and nettle, need to be cooked to remove substances that can cause harm. 4. Start small. If it's your first time eating a plant, try a small amount to see if your body reacts well. 5. Use in simple recipes. Salads, stir-fries, soups, and juices are great options to start with. Why are these plants worth knowing? Nowadays, we buy everything in the supermarket, but it wasn't always like that. Our grandparents knew which plants they could eat and used this in their daily lives. Knowing these plants brings several advantages. Savings. You can supplement your diet without spending anything. Nutrition. Many of these plants are rich in vitamins, minerals, and proteins. Sustainability. Using what nature offers helps reduce waste and impact on the environment. Emergencies. If one day you run out of food, knowing how to identify edible plants can be useful. Important precautions before you go out collecting plants. Remember, 1. Never eat a plant if you are not sure what it is. Some poisonous plants look like edible ones. If in doubt, don't risk it. 2. Avoid plants with a bad smell or strange taste. If the plant has a strong smell or taste that is too bitter, it may not be safe. 3. Do not collect plants in protected areas. Parks and nature reserves have rules to preserve nature. 4. Wash your hands well after handling plants. Some can cause skin irritation. In short, there are many wild plants that we can eat and that grow anywhere. They are nutritious, easy to find, and can be used in several recipes. But it is important to learn to recognize them correctly and be careful not to confuse them with poisonous plants. Start with the easiest ones, like dandelion and purslane, and experiment little by little. Nature is full of foods that we cannot even imagine. With a little attention and care, you can discover a whole new world of flavors and nutrients right under your nose. And the best, free. Now that you know how to safely identify and harvest these plants, let's talk about some options that are out there, waiting to be discovered. Many of them are so common that we don't even realize they can be eaten. Let's see some that grow almost everywhere, from backyards to vacant lots, and how to use them in everyday life. 5. Nettle. This plant has a reputation for burning when we touch it, but cooked or sautéed, it loses this effect and becomes a super nutritious food. Young leaves are best to eat. You can make tea, soup, or even a simple sauté with garlic and olive oil. Nettle is rich in iron and helps to give energy. 6. Milkweed. Looks like a dandelion, but with longer leaves and yellow flowers. The leaves are great in salads, raw or cooked, and have a slightly bitter taste, similar to arugula. The flowers can also be used to decorate dishes or make jellies. It is a plant that grows in any corner with a little sun. 7. Tioba. Many people confuse it with the poisonous plant called no one can eat me, but the real tioba has heart-shaped leaves and a thick stem. Only eat it if you're sure it's the right one. The leaves and stems need to be cooked well to remove the natural poison. Once cooked, it becomes soft and can be used like spinach, in stir-fries, or even in dumplings. 8. Nasturtium. This plant has colorful flowers, orange, yellow or red, and round leaves. Everything about it is edible. The leaves have a spicy flavor, similar to watercress, and the flowers add a beautiful, peppery touch to salads. The green seeds can be used as a substitute for capers if preserved in vinegar. 9. Karuru, also called Bredo. It is a plant that grows in abandoned land and even in pots. The leaves are tender and can be braised like cabbage or used in soups. It is rich in vitamins and minerals, and the taste is a bit reminiscent of spinach. Just be careful not to confuse it with other similar plants that are not edible. 10. Sorrel. It has small, acidic leaves, which give a different flavor to salads or juices. It grows in clumps and is easy to find in lawns or along paths. The name says it. It's really sour, so use it in moderation. Some people like to chew the leaves raw to freshen their breath. 11. Ora pronobis. This plant is widely used in Minas Gerais cuisine and is full of protein. The leaves are prickly, so they are best cooked or sautéed before eating. It's great in omelets, farofas, or even in green juices. It grows on fences and walls, and is so resistant that it can even withstand drought. 12. Peixinho, also called Lamburradia horta. It has hairy leaves that resemble fish scales. When fried, they become crunchy and delicious, as if they were natural chips. It can also be used in salads or stir-fries. It's a plant that spreads easily, so you can even grow it at home. 13. Purslane. We've talked about it before, but it's worth repeating. It's one of the easiest plants to find and most nutritious. The leaves and stems are succulent and can be eaten raw in salads or cooked in soups. It has a slightly sour taste and is rich in omega-3, something rare in plants. 14. Dandelion, another plant that everyone knows, but not everyone knows that it is edible. The young leaves are great in salads, and the flowers can be used to make jam or wine. Even the roasted root becomes a coffee substitute. It is a plant full of vitamins and helps cleanse the body. 15. Hibiscus. The red or pink flowers are used to make tea, but the young leaves can also be eaten. They have a mild flavor and are good in salads or stir-fries. Hibiscus tea is famous for helping to lower blood pressure and has a slightly sour taste. 16. Mastruz. This plant is known for its medicinal properties, but it can also be used in food. The leaves have a strong flavor and are used in juices, teas, or even in dishes such as pirão de mastruz, typical of northern Brazil. It is good for coughs and respiratory problems. 17. Almeradumiter. It looks like a wild chicory, with bitter and crunchy leaves. It's great in salads or sautéed with bacon. It grows anywhere and is so resistant that it even survives being trampled on. The bitterness disappears a little when cooked. 18. Capicoba, also called pig karuru. It has soft leaves and a mild flavor. It can be used like spinach, in stir-fries or soups. It is a plant that grows quickly and in any soil, so it is easy to find. 19. Erva de Santa Maria. It has a strong smell and is used as a seasoning in dishes such as beans and meats. It is also known to help scare away insects. The leaves can be used fresh or dried, but in small quantities because the flavor is intense. 20. Cucumber. This plant has small, green fruits that resemble miniature cucumbers. They are crunchy and have a slightly sour taste. They can be eaten raw or in salads. The leaves are also edible, but the highlight is the fruits. Before you go harvesting any of these plants, remember these safety tips. Be sure of what you are picking, avoid polluted areas, and start with small amounts to see how your body reacts. Many of these plants have been used for centuries in the cuisine of various cultures, so don't be afraid to experiment. A good idea is to start with the easiest ones, like dandelion and purslane, and learn little by little. You can even make a notebook with photos and notes about each plant you find. This makes it easier to recognize them later. Another cool thing is talking to older people in your family or city. Many of them know these plants and can teach traditional recipes. Who knows, maybe you'll discover a new dish that your grandmother used to make and no one else remembers. And don't forget, nature is generous, but it also demands respect. Harvest only what you will use, don't pull out the roots, so the plant can grow again, and be grateful for the food you are receiving. Over time, you will see that eating wild plants is not only a way to save money, but also to connect with the earth and with flavors that many people have no idea exist. So, how about taking a look in the backyard, in the square near your house, or even on the sidewalk? You might be surprised at what you find. Here are some more tips to start exploring these plants safely and with fun. First, start slowly. Choose 1 or 2 plants that you already know well, such as milkweed, the one with leaves similar to dandelions, but larger, or purslane, which has chubby leaves and grows close to the ground. Try it in small amounts to see how your body reacts. Some people may have allergies or feel discomfort with new plants, even if they are edible. Another important thing is to wash the plants well before eating. Even if they look clean, they may have dust, insects, or even residue from products used on the streets or gardens. A simple trick is to soak them in water with a little vinegar for about 10 minutes and then rinse. This helps remove dirt and even some bugs that may be hiding. If you're not sure whether a plant is edible, don't take any chances. There are some that are very similar to the ones we can eat, but they are toxic. For example, wild parsley is great for seasoning food, but hemlock, which looks like it, is poisonous. If you are in doubt, take a photo and show it to someone who understands the subject, such as a farmer, a botanist, or even foraging groups on social media. A cool idea is to make a field notebook. Write down the name of the plants you find, where they grow, what the leaves, flowers, and fruits look like, and what you did with them. This way, you will memorize and create your own guide. Over time, it will become easier to identify plants anywhere. And it doesn't just have to be salad. Many of these plants can be used in creative recipes. Nettle, for example, can be cooked and turned into a delicious stew. It loses its burn when heated. Dandelion can be used to make tea or even jelly with its flowers. Tioba, when cooked, becomes soft and can replace spinach in pies and soups. The important thing is to test and see what you like best. If you live in the city, don't be discouraged. Many of these plants grow in vacant lots, sidewalk gaps, parks, and even in abandoned pots. Just be careful in places that may have been contaminated, such as near factories, busy roads, or where chemicals are dumped. The ideal is to harvest in cleaner areas, such as backyards, community gardens, or farms. Finally, remember that not all wild plants are the same. Some are more nutritious at certain times of the year. For example, young leaves are often more tender and flavorful than older ones. Flowers can also be used in salads or to decorate dishes, giving a special touch. And the fruits, when ripe, are great for juices, sweets, or even eating fresh. Exploring edible plants is like discovering hidden treasure right beneath our feet. Every outing can be an adventure, and you never know what you'll find. It can be an aromatic herb to season food, a green leaf to enrich a salad, or even a beautiful flower to decorate the table. The cool thing is that, in addition to saving money, you are learning to live in a more sustainable way and in harmony with nature. So, the next time you leave the house, look around carefully. Who knows, you might find a nasturtium plant, with its colorful flowers and slightly peppery flavor, or a sorrel plant, which adds a sour touch to salads and juices. The world of edible plants is huge, and the best part is that it is within everyone's reach. Just get started.